Hey again everyone and welcome to another episode of Board Game Banter with me, Georgie.
And me, Tom.
Today we're going to be discussing Does Theme Matter? Now, pretty recently we have played a few games that are totally dry, I guess would be the best way to put it. There seemed to be this really fancy cover, kind of looked like an extravagant movie or theatre show, and it turned out to be really depressing or dull, or not even that. Sometimes the game was okay, but
yeah, like the mechanics worked, but the theme was kind of not really there.
Yeah, apart from on the cover.
Yeah. Or in the little foreword in the rulebook beforehand that describes it.
Yes. All right. Of the story of the great tale. Yeah. No, that's.
There's too many games like that, definitely. But I mean, for me, theme's important. You know, it definitely is important in games. But I would definitely say it certainly isn't going to override game mechanics.
No.
You know what I mean, it's a game has to have really solid game mechanics, in my opinion, for me to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's lots and lots of games that get brought out nowadays that are maybe, you know, they're on the back of a franchise, like, you know, a Star Trek game or a Star Wars game or something like that. But
yeah.
And they will sell because of the name that's on them. And I think that at times is maybe a little bit wrong because, you know, people almost look for an excuse to make a game. You know, they think there hasn't been a game made of this franchise, so we should make it. And the mechanics themselves have to be good. You can't just have a nice theme plastered over the front of it and say that makes a great game, because it doesn't.
Yeah, because a game is not a game if it is. If it's just a theme with nothing to do.
Totally. It would be like a movie that had a really, really good theme, you know, like a really good idea.
Yeah.
But the movie itself didn't have anything happen in it. It was shiny and had a nice picture on it. You know, a theme itself cannot make a game.
Yeah. No, I would totally agree. I guess for me, like, well, you just said theme's really important. For me, I totally agree. Theme is so important for me. I would at times just not even look at like abstract games that are really popular. Yeah. I feel like I should, I probably should pay more attention to them, but I really like theme. I love the like Descent, Dungeon Crawl, Driss, Dungeon Crawl, like Forbidden Island, you know, a bunch of adventurers trying to get treasures and get off. Like,
or even Lord of the Rings, or, you know, anything like that. Really.
Yeah,
even Pandemic
for
has
me,
a really good
theme Pandemic's got a brilliant theme, like an absolutely amazing theme. But for me, theme is just so up there with importance. It's like maybe level with mechanics for me.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But can you give me an example of a game that you would think would still be good, or would still be good if the mechanics weren't as good as they are, but the theme is still there? I'm just really playing devil's advocate here, but like, it's a tough question.
I don't know. That would be tough.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I mean, like, the theme is
pressure.
Pressure on camera.
Yeah.
Make them think on the spot.
I do not know. I'll come back to you on that one.
We'll think about that one.
Yeah.
But theme, as I said, theme is very, very important, and it certainly draws you in. I mean, it can be one of the first things that makes you see a game or click on a game. You know, if you're scrolling through Amazon, it's one of the things that you're likely to click on is, oh, there's a franchise I like, or oh, there's a picture on a cover that looks cool. You know, it literally is as basic as that. You know, so something like a cool cover on a box can draw you into buying a game.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't necessarily make you buy the game, but it'll certainly draw you in the first place and make you click on it. Whereas there are other games out there that have really good game mechanics, and they're really enjoyable and they're fantastic games, but however the cover or the theme itself just doesn't lend itself to sell.
Yeah, I see your point. I can think of a particular one that we played quite recently that was...
What, the Beer Mat of Doom?
No, don't leave the beer mat alone. What he's referring to is Province.
I don't actually have a problem with Province, unlike a lot of people who play in our group. I actually like Province, but it's a cheap joke.
It's awesome. I love Province, that's my pick.
But it's an example of a game that has a really bad cover.
Yes, it is.
Wait, I'm sorry, but we have to do it. Where is it?
I think I reviewed it.
Let's be honest, guys. Anyone out there, would you buy this game if you saw the cover? Just on the cover alone? No.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
The reason I would is because it reminds me of the Planet of the Apes.
And that's you getting caught up by a franchise.
Yes, it is. But
and why has there not been a Planet of the Apes board game?
I think there has been, but it was an old school one.
Yeah.
Like 80s maybe. I don't think
Maybe the
there's
same
been
time
much.
as that Star Trek game.
Potentially the same time as that Star Trek game. But I remember the mechanics, everyone's saying that it's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, get your people in and get them to do something before the other players do while there's apes going about. I think, I'm not entirely sure,
Yeah.
but it seemed okay. But I don't know, in regards to, I guess, look how, like, we're getting so hooked up about talking about games about theme.
Yeah.
Talking
Rather
about
than actually
games
talking
that
about
have
theme in
really,
general.
and that's because we clearly both love theme.
And it's hard to separate talking about just theme on its own and not bringing up some examples.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be hard to do that. But I mean, like, another thing that companies can at times be a little bit guilty of is maybe pasting themes onto things. Or like taking a game or clearly an idea that a game designer has had on the back burner and then gone, oh, let's put this theme on it. I mean, like, before I say this, I just want to say I really enjoy the game, but Cthulhu Rising is a classic example of that. It's got a great cover. Of course you did. The point is, this is right, because the point is it actually has got a fantastic cover. I actually really like it.
Tightly packed.
Yeah, it's tightly packed shelf. There we go. We got it.
Right.
It's like Cthulhu Rising. Classic example of a game. It's a great cover. Like, you look at that and you think, yeah, Cthulhu.
Love Cthulhu.
Yeah, we love Cthulhu. This is going to be awesome. And then you open the box.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys can see this here at all, but that's basically what the game is. Like a collection of squares and number placing and trying to... I mean, it's meant to be one side's the people trying to stop Cthulhu and the other side's the cultists.
Yeah.
But literally the only thing that can even claim that this has a theme on it is the cover and a little foreword in the rulebook. The rest of the game has nothing to do with it. And now, what I'm going to say is this game's got fantastic game mechanics. It's still enjoyable. I actually really enjoy Cthulhu Rising. However, the theme doesn't need to be there, and I think that does happen a lot. I mean, like, it happens a lot nowadays where companies will just look to, here's a theme we haven't made a game about, so let's paste it on, you know, let's put it on this idea we have. You know, theme has
Cthulhu's an easy one to paste on as well because of the, I can't remember the word I'm looking for.
Well, it's very marketable and it's also very popular.
Yeah, but there is a specific term I'm looking for. It's public domain, so
yeah. Well, it's no longer a copyright. Yeah, so it's easy to do.
Can I just say that I don't like Cthulhu Rising? I find it dull. It's too quick, and I don't feel like there's anything. I think this is me. So, for me, does theme matter? Yes, so much. It's unbelievable. And for an example of a game that would be better, or it would be like I would still enjoy just as much, even if the mechanics weren't quite as good, would be Lord of the Rings. You could take it, yeah. I feel you could take a few of the mechanics out a little bit, make them a little bit less.
I don't know if I agree with that because, I mean, it's one of my favourite games.
I mean, you'd probably have to replace them with stuff.
Yeah.
But I think I would still love the game because as long as you still feel like you're walking.
But the game itself is
like
still incredibly enjoyable. And I think I would still enjoy it even if it didn't have Lord of the Rings on it.
So if it was just cones.
It's a fun game to play.
If it was called cones.
Yeah, but there would be no journey involved with cones. But I'm not so much meaning
the journey of the cones.
I'm not so much meaning if it had no theme, but if it had a different theme on it, I would still enjoy it. Because of the fact that, in my opinion, the mechanics are solid.
The mechanics are pretty solid. I'll give you that. But I think that was just like me trying to think of an
example.
example.
No.
But I think if you like, for example, that tile flipping mechanic. There's better ways you could have done that. Yeah. Way better ways.
And it's quite an old game, so I'm going to think at times, you know. It's a game they could maybe do with being updated.
Even, like, I think if you took that out completely and just played with the cards, the game would still be good.
Yeah, probably would.
Like, and now, like, obviously you would need to vary the board a little bit to make it like the same challenge and stuff, but it would still be brilliant. And I still really like it. So for me, anyway, does theme matter? Yes.
And for me, theme does matter, and for me it's the silver lining on a good game. It completes it. However, the game mechanics themselves, for me, are paramount. Like the mechanics themselves are what makes a game good for me.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. You've been watching an episode of Board Game Banter with me, Georgie.
And me, Tom.
Catch you guys later.
See you later, guys.